Now, the City of Johannesburg is cracking down on non-paying electricity customers. The city plans to remove defaulters' equipment, including meters, from their homes. The Metro says more than 1,300 residential customers have been flagged for persistent non-payment and owe a combined 978 million rand. For more on this matter, we are now joined by the City of Joburg's Revenue and Shared Services Acting Group Head, Malope Ramagaga. It's great to have you. Thanks very much for your time, Malope.
It's great to be with you, Leanne, and to speak to your viewers. Thank you.
So the City of Johannesburg, no doubt it's facing severe financial challenges. Before we get into this issue of what you're about to do in terms of customers that are not paying for electricity, let's get an idea of how bad the situation is when it comes to the finances.
Yeah, thanks. When we started doing this, the city was owed about 65 billion rands. And this due to initially that it was just led to spiral out of control like we have now, where the residents of the City of Johannesburg owes the city about 65 billion. We then came in and we looked at how best can we address the issues. Remember that we are almost every week in courts with our customers, which is not a nice thing to be at, where your customers are taking you to courts due to the inefficiencies that are there in the system. You know, customers will be complaining about that they are being estimated, that their meters are not being read, that their meters are faulty, and all type of issues that they are having. Then we thought that, for the best thing for us as a City of Johannesburg, the best thing to do is for us to address the issues that our customers are putting forward, that they are not being addressed.
Yeah.
Leanne, we are billing 1.1 million customer a month actually, as a City of Johannesburg, to the value of 5.5 billion. So that's what we bill every month. When you do the analysis, you would realize that only 20,000 of these customers are the ones that are experiencing other estimations. And also, if you look at our estimations, are due to one, inaccessible, where customers are at work most probably and we can't read their meters, where customers are also at they are especially the gated communities are refusing access to our meter readers.
Yeah.
And our disconnection. For one reason, that security in Johannesburg, it's critical that you don't allow anybody to come through. And thirdly, that in other areas, it's just intimidation, where our employees' resources are intimidated for them not to do their job. This has led to this, where we're looking at 65 billion worth of debt. And with that, we looked at the ones that we're going to talk about is the 1,366 customers, just to be precise, that owe the city 1 billion rand.
Okay.
These customers have not paid us in the last 13 months.
And are they still these customers you talk about, do they still have electricity supply, even though they haven't paid in the last 13 months?
They have all the services that are provided by the city: electricity, water, refuse, sewer and race. They have all of it.
So they have all of it, and they haven't paid. How does that work? I mean, I know if I'm one day late, I get cut off. How do they keep on getting the services even though they haven't paid for this amount of time?
Yeah. We just rolled out the SAB called ECC6. Because our previous SAB, the SAB E4.7, was really old and difficult to maintain. So some of this went through the cracks. When we looked at the dunning, there's what we call dunning. When customers are having issues, what we normally do, we'll flag the customer for them not to be disconnected. We realized that we had almost 47% of our data's book sitting there without being touched in the last, some of them, in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They have not been touched. Now, with the upgrade that we just did on SAP ISU, we then realized, the analysis showed that this group of customers that have never been touched in the last 5 to 10 years. Sure. And when we start cracking, we start sending them the notices to say, we are aware of you, we are aware that you are not paying us. We are coming for you. Discussing with them. That's where we find ourselves here. I mean, removing of the infrastructure is the last resort
Yeah,
for any municipality.
and a costly, I mean, it's even costly to you as well to go to those levels. But one understands that if you're not paying, and this gets to a situation, this is very, very dire, and it's an aggressive way and means of handling it. Although a lot of people are saying this is what you need to do. So it's not that you're getting actually backlash for it. People are welcoming the fact that if you don't pay, you shouldn't get this. But I want to ask you about the areas that you're targeting, because obviously there are specific areas. You wouldn't be going for those that can't necessarily afford it. Are you going for more wealthy, affluent areas and people that actually can afford to pay?
I like that question. I've always been asked the question. We are going for everyone. So we started first. The total number of customers we are talking about is 144,000 customers. So we took the 1,366 that was up there on top. We are still going to go down until we finish the 144,000 customers that owe the city total of 12 billion.
Are you talking businesses?
And they are spread throughout the city of Johannesburg. They are not saying it's in the leafy suburb, or they are not saying that it's in the township. They are spread throughout the city of Johannesburg.
So are we talking businesses as well? Is this a mix of residents and businesses?
Businesses as well. We've got businesses. We've got large businesses in them. We've got medium-sized businesses. We've got corporates, body corporates, these corporate parks, offices. We've got all of them. And we have some of the upstate estates that are also being, people that are living in those estates that are being targeted for this removal.
Are you allowed to name any of them, or is that sort of not allowed? Because I think a lot of people would be shocked if they knew who was on this list, people that you think, like, obviously they're paying. I mean, this is a big corporate, it's a massive building. Obviously they're paying, but obviously they're not paying.
Yeah, I'm not allowed by Poppy.
Fair enough.
Hear that actually. But yes.
Fair enough, but their names will come out if they don't pay, and we've seen big companies that have been named and shamed, and who've quickly made payments in order not for this to happen to them. In fact, I was reading somewhere that somebody was about to be cut off, or a business was about to be cut off, and they quickly paid the outstanding R1 million that they owed. I don't know if you want to talk to us about that kind of story.
Yeah. For the name and shame, from the month of October, MMC Loiso Masuku will be joining us on the street when we do this, and she would have media with it. I think this is how some of them will be exposed. Not to say that we are doing that to expose anyone, but she would be doing her oversight role as she moves around doing all of this. On this customer that you are referring to, I think customers, and we would also like to acknowledge that our financial or for any customer within the city is not necessarily one of the greatest right now, as we all are aware. But there are customers that are taking advantage. I just want to also refer. There are customers that are taking advantage that they knew that the city was inefficient. And because of that, then they don't have to pay. But also there are customers that are paying some of our internal people for them to be hidden from our disconnection drive. Yeah. We have already started with consequence management as a City of Johannesburg, where we are clamping down on even internal people that we are found to be doing fraud, as much as our field services are also being caught taking bribes when they're supposed to disconnect. Instead, they are taking 1,000 or 2,000 rand for them not to disconnect. Yeah. We are coming for them. Okay. GFIS and GRAS is with us. SAPS and JMPD is with us now on our drives.
I need to ask this question because we understand, I mean, obviously there's major corruption involved in all of this as well, but that's what I want to ask you as well. I mean, when we look at these 1,300 people or businesses that have been identified, it's important to also understand that, as you say, there's been a lot of inefficiency and bills. I mean, disputed bills amounts and estimate readings and all of these things have been in a shambles for quite some time. And I am wanting to find out if any of these individuals are perhaps a part of that pool where, they have obviously tried, but they have failed, or they have disputed their accounts, or, there have been things where they've been trying to, I suppose, try to enter payment arrangements, but have not been able to because it's very hard to contact people. So have all these routes been dried up?
Yeah, thanks for that. We did we have a project called Project Lukisa. Lukisa is to repair, to fix. We are fixing where our customers have said that my bill has been estimated. Like I was saying, the analysis shows that 20,000 of our customers are the ones that are really crying out on that their accounts have been estimated. We started a project called Project Lukisa where we are dealing with all the queries that the customers are having. Leanne, and just for education's sake, that a customer can have a query, but that does not stop the customer for paying at least whatever that he used to pay while before the query start. Now, what sometimes the customers tend to do, the customer tend to not pay at all and say, because I've got a query, I'm not going to pay. But they are forgetting that they are using the services. And those services, the city is paying the service providers like Eskom and Run Water for the same services that the customer is not willing to pay. So we have started that. And if you look at the level 3 disconnections that we are planning to do, they are followed by numerous letters. We've sent letters, physical letters. We had emails that we sent. We called the customer. We've sent our disconnection team to the customer, but without the customer coming back to us. We've opened an Joburg on our website where a customer can log in, a customer can leave the readings, the customer can do an AOD, acknowledgement of that, on there. And what happens is that within a day or two, the customer would get a response to say it is approved and it is approved at that. But remember, an acknowledgement of that requires that the customer gives us a 3-month banking statement, and if it's a business, a 3-year audited financials, so that we can look at that they're not playing games with us. Thank you.
All right. I very, very quickly, we've got a minute left, and I know that this is actually another interview that we need to do because, there's a lot of problems when it comes to the erosion of public trust, and that's a big thing. You mentioned that right in the beginning. But when we talk about public trust, it's not just about allowing access into their houses or properties. It's also the fact that we pay and we don't receive services, water outages, traffic light problems, electricity blackouts, infrastructure collapse. We see it. We're living it every single day. What is the plan to resolve these kind of issues? I know it's a long question that I've asked you, but I think the viewers and people need to know that there are plans, that you're not just going to come in aggressively and cut them off for non-payment when in fact there are many more issues of actually non-service delivery.
Yeah, Liam, just to answer that within a minute, the aggressiveness that we are doing right now is so that we can improve on our service delivery mandate. We have, you might find that in suburbs, someone has opened a hole because they digged and they were repairing, but the hole was left for a long time. Those are some of the things that we are closing down. We are also doing maintenance. Right now, Johannesburg Water is busy with maintenance. City Power is busy also in refurbishing some of the transformers that they are having, with a view that we should have a continuous supply of electricity, continuous supply of water. And with this amount that we are planning to pick up, we are going to put it in service delivery, where the infrastructure will then be improved.
Okay. Malope,
yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we will invite you back. Absolutely. We know that this is a big issue and we'll continue to talk to you about this. Malope Ramagaga is the City of Joburg's Revenue and Shared Services Acting Group Head, speaking about this Joburg crackdown on electricity defaulters.